to me is all these other companies are going, oh no, you're not going to get the ash. Period. End of story, blah, blah. Okay, then how come when we put it on board, same unit, just on board, not just a mobile cleaning, for 300,000 miles with a used DPF, right? So it had 180,000 miles at the time. It needed to be serviced, thermally baked, blown out, weighed, all that. We took it out to do that, and it tested at 2.6, okay, according to Interstate Truck Center, okay. Put it back in service, it came back with at a 1.4, so it's clean and reusable. Mind you, a brand new filter is at 0.1 to 0.2.
Yeah, right out of the box.
Okay, that's how that works. So, 100,000 miles goes by, we're like, okay, it's winter time, truck's out of service for a couple of weeks, we're gonna pull it, just to see where we're at. Because again, we're proving this technology to ourselves, right? Trying to understand what's it doing, what's going on. And we're being told, you know, you guys are the information resource, and at the time I wasn't fully in tune with all of it. I didn't understand it.
You're a non-believer with hydrogen. That's okay. I mean, most people are.
Right, and so what I wanted to know is what I needed to know, right? Is it doing what I needed to do? And I can put these on all the trucks, or it's not doing what, you know, that's what you do as a fleet, like, right? That's my task, right? Is make sure all the maintenance, all the PMs are good to go.
And you're certified, of course, for all that.
You're right, and if I could take something off of my desk, so to speak, by using this, why wouldn't I? It saves me time, saves me labor, saves me parts, saves me, you know, drama, so to speak. But so we pulled it off, and to make a long story short, went from 2.6 to 1.4, took it off again, and before we even had it baked, it tested at 0.8. Okay, we're like, okay, so it's actually cleaning from it being cleaned. That's kind of cool. All right, put it back in service, ran another 100,000. So now we're at 300,000 miles total. Pulled it off, and it's spotless. There's no anything, right?
Yeah, you can actually read the writing.
Yeah, you can read the. Yeah, exactly. Yep, you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So we took it over to another DPF service place, S&S DPF Solutions, I think is his business name. Had it weighed, had it flowed, and he says, there's no way you just took this off the truck. And like, here's the documentation, right? Below 0.1. Like, it's a brand new filter, only it has, at this point, 500,000 miles in it. Like, it shouldn't test that way by all conventional theories and methods. So that's how I was like, oh, okay, light bulb, like, it works. We gotta keep moving forward here. So that's where I don't understand the theory of when people want to say that don't know this machine and don't know how it operates and don't fully understand that this is different than some of the other machines out there. They want to say, oh, it's not burning ash. Okay, on the one instance, one cleaning at a 90% ash load, no, you're not going to take it to zero. We've proven that, right? But you are going to reduce the ash load.
Yep.
Okay, now, if you do this on a consistent basis, just like how we did with that truck, that sample truck that we did it, if you do it often enough, you're going to take it down and clean it.
Yeah, like
but
on a PM schedule.
But it takes time, right? It's not instant gratification. You still got to do the work, right? That's what I see.
Yeah. And you've been doing this now for what, 3.5, 4 years
Right.
on your fleet.
62 trucks.
And
That's where we're at.
so most of the fleet trucks that had no problems, you
Right.
literally
So
had not had
I
to
haven't-
move
I-
any DPFs.
I haven't pulled any DPFs in 4 years. Okay, and this is a fleet that averages 80 to 140,000 miles a year, depending on, because it's a diverse fleet, right? So we do tankers, hoppers, flatbeds, low beds, heavy haul, you name it. We're all over the map. We have a 40% duty cycle on our trucks, which should what? Build them up with soot and ash and heavy regions and problems, right? We don't consistently stay loaded because we have basically custom type loads. It's, you know, start off empty, go grab the load, go deliver it 400 miles away, come back empty, due to a lack of an opportunity to get a second haul back. There's some businesses that's not their method. They have backups. Okay.
And you would say with the last 3.5 years or so of this cleaning, you've totally reduced a lot of the repair costs on
Sure.
most of the trucks.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've seen that physically. Like,
Sure. Well, yeah. Well, and I mean, so you got like that factor that we can look at is parts costs, labor costs, downtime costs. Okay. No matter how you want to slice it, our fleet is improving. Okay. Our fleet is growing at an exceptional rate. We're updating our trucks, having an easier time financially doing that based on less repairs.
Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't take out your emergency whatever mechanical repairs. That happens, right? You lose an EGR cooler, sorry.
Yeah.
You gotta pull it. There's no choice. It doesn't eliminate cooling. I wish it did. That'd be awesome. But you know, and some other examples is like we've lost a turbocharger, and it forces oil everywhere, as we know. When you lose your inner seal, we had to pull it to clean it. There's just not an option. It's completely saturated and dripping and making a puddle on the floor.
Hydrant ain't gonna clean that.
I wish it would,
Yeah.
but it does all kinds of other things. We've had a couple other examples where we had a really high soot load type condition, truck that really wouldn't do a regen, right? Wouldn't develop temperature, and so I was like, okay, I don't know if it's turbo, temperatures, sensors, harness type problem, or it's just really that front faceplate on the DOC. So we ran it at elevated idle and did multiple cleanings. Not back to back to back, but we'd do one, go run it for a day, do another one, run it for a day, do another one, and by the end of the week, we got cleaned up to where, again, I didn't have to take the water.
Yeah, you save lots of money that way.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you're talking anywhere from $1,000, $1,500. On top of sometimes these other repair facilities will condemn a DOC that is faceplate like that, because it could have pushed the substrate slightly or whatever, whereas we'll try to clean it. You know what I mean? So depending on the condition of it, if someone chooses to pull it apart, they may see it and go, nope. Whereas before, if we do that, we're going to attempt this.
Yeah, and a quick thing too is like as a mechanic, you put lots of trucks and regens all over the property all the time. So
constantly,
when okay, there's a problem,
yeah.
You can just put the hydrogen right in with the normal regen cycle and do a cleaning. So it's really not taking any extra time off of you as a mechanic to actually do the cleaning.
No, so you're, if regional requirement comes on and I get a notification from the driver, hey, where do you want it? It's say you just throw it by the bay real quick and turn it on and turn the lights on. I throw the hose in, turn it on, we're good to go. When it completes, I go check it, I make sure everything's cool, pull the hose out, wrap up the machine, done.
And of course, you plug into the trucks and you're looking at the data before and after. And what you have seen over the couple of years of doing this, that the NOx levels are either a real low or a negative number.
Right, yeah. So like, example, like your typical pack car in this fleet, our fleet varies from 200,000 to 800,000 miles. Okay, and they're low horsepower to high horsepower, all the different in-betweens, just based on the variety of loads we have. But on a consistent basis, outlet NOx I see anywhere from like 40 to 80 parts per million without hydrogen. With hydrogen, I don't see it above 10, like ever, unless there's a problem. Occasionally I'll have a plugged def dose or something, or a dribbling def doser, and I'll end up with like a 13. Like very, very, very rare. And even that is still, you get your 100% SCR efficiency
real quick. Yeah, which you've
super
seen
easy.
out in almost every single clean.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So the negative NOx number is just when we're doing hydrogen, we're just seeing such a clean,
a clean burn.
Clean burn going through. And like when we see that negative number, I get excited because, of course, this is my heart. This is technology.
Right.
So it's like when I see that, I know that we're advancing the technology in this business. And it's just getting better and better and better. And that's why we do software updates to this machine.
Of course, yeah. We've done, what version are we on, like 3 or 4 or 5?
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're on. Somewhere right in there. Yeah. But again, we're constantly updating.
And adding all the different times and for different liter sizes and different engine manufacturers have their theory, right? So it's no different than you look at your Ford, your Chevy, your Dodge. You look at your Peterbilt, your Detroit, your Pack Car, your Cummins, your Volvo. They all have their own protocol for a region, and so me and you've had to figure that out. And put in programs accordingly. That way, there we can get the most effective, most efficient cleaning process. Right.